Oh, shit.
And we are live. All right. Welcome, everybody, back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host, Rattlesnake, coming at you live once again from the Snake Pit here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, joined with my co-host, Dakota. What up, Dakota?
What up, boy? Coming live from the Rutledge Dome. We got a special guest in the studio. SHITI Rob. SHITI Rob's here, dude. I mean, if you don't know who SHITI Rob is, you ain't been going to races. But Rob with SHITI Coolers in the house. Hey, what's up, Rob?
What's going on?
Oh, let's kick this thing off. We're going to start talking. Oh, man. Next gen in the desert. We went dueling in the desert. We had some crazy pole sitter speed with some Fords. We had some crazy not so speed with some Toyotas. We're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of racing. We're going to talk about our performer of the race. And we're also going to talk about what we thought of this bad boy. Let's kick it off.
Let's do it. What's up? It's Chairgatin coming at you live.
Hello, come right in. Rock, flag, and eagle.
Dude, it's the first time we've had an in-studio guest, and this is freaking awesome. We need to do this more often. We'll get some people out in Myrtle. We'll get some people out in Atlanta. But, man, what's up, dude? How was your weekend?
Dude, y'all are looking good. Luna's repping something over there.
What's in your hand? Put them on. Whoa, what do you got there? Oh, is this a new pair? Oh, Luna.
Oh.
Speaking of the show, what? Look at the camera. Oh, wow. Those, I mean, if you didn't know already, this episode is brought to you by yeetsofficial.com. Check out discount code 10% off Chairgatin in the shipping content. I mean, if you ain't eating, you ain't skating. I mean, look at us all. Look like $1 million. Gonna look good on the beach. Look good at racetracks. Our intern looks great. Check out yeetsofficial.com.
Our guest looks great. Everybody's looking good.
Everybody's hooked up. Hooking everybody up this summer.
All right. Yeah, we are brought to you by Yeets. Everybody, if you haven't already got a pair, I'm pretty sure everybody that listens to us already has a pair, but if you haven't, I don't know what you're doing. Pick up a pair. 10% off.
Yes.
Good deal.
Yes.
Hey, by the way, Rob, I know we've met, and Dakota always refers to you as SHITI Rob. Is this a name of endearment that you appreciate, or are you like, can y'all stop calling me shitty when you refer to me every time?
I mean, honestly, one of my coworkers, who he's not with us anymore, but he actually made the term up because I was always going to racetracks, and my name's Rob, so he's like, dude, let's just call him SHITI Rob, and that's where the racetrack Rob term kind of came into. I don't know if that's been mentioned. That's just kind of like my nickname, but I definitely hear it all the time, and I don't mind it. I mean, you kind of get used to the term, you know.
It's when people start calling you shithead Rob. That's probably when you're a little offended. You're like, okay, guys, you're taking this too far. I don't know why.
Oh, you hear so many puns every week.
When he came over last year before the Atlanta race, and I was like, hey, my friend SHITI Rob's coming over. And Felicia was like, what? Hey, you're who? And I was like, SHITI Rob with SHITI Coolers, you know? She's like, why are you calling him SHITI Rob? And I was like, it's just kind of slips off the tongue. I don't know. It works. That's what it says in my phone.
It definitely helps people remember my name.
Yeah.
Too, you know, that's pretty easy to remember.
All right. Apparently, Nathan passed you.
Yeah, Nathan. So he said, I just passed SHITI Rob on 75. I said, guess where he's headed? Nathan's like, Atlanta,
Who would have known?
dumbass.
Who would have known?
Nathan was like, Atlanta. And I was like, well, no, he's coming over.
I mean, kind of, but no, he's coming over. Yeah.
That's awesome, though. If I would have known, I would have said hi to you, but.
Yeah, everybody sees the van. They know who it is.
Nick, thanks for ordering a pair.
Ooh, Nick, our boy, dude.
Yep.
Man,
coming through.
We are coming.
Watch out, Nathan. Nick might be the number one
fan. Our boy here. C-Bun dropping the comments with heaters already. We'll have to get there in a minute. Woof.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can wait, but yeah, the comments are popping off right now.
Hey, PK Jared in the house.
So before we get into the race and what we thought about it, what happened, all that, I just want to mention last episode, if y'all tuned in, I brought up the point, like, when are we going to have a race that people aren't just gushing over? Because everybody has gushed over all the races before this with this next generation and how good they've been. And I was like, we're going to have to get to a racetrack where it's just not the best race ever. And I think we just had it.
Dude, so I want to say we freaking called it. Like you're saying, we totally called this. It was Phoenix, but I was very curious about how this race was going to go. I thought it was going to be a good test. I said we came back, we had a test here, and now we're coming back to race. And the racing was very well. I thought the racing was good. There was comers and goers. There was tire fall off. Kevin's
Did
right
you
there.
just say the racing was very well?
Yes. So
Hell yeah.
you got to cheese it up. But I literally want to say this, out of the races we've seen so far this year, this was the first kind of like complacent race. Like, all right, got to get one under our belt. It's Phoenix. How crazy is Phoenix going to get? But it was kind of just a normal plain Jane race. There were some exciting moments, some drama at the end, but all in all, I kind of was what I expected. And I was just kind of totally like, yeah, that's about how I thought it was go. I was very surprised with the winner. I was surprised with some guys that didn't show up. Some guys had some trouble. I don't know. Rob, did you get to watch the race?
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, it started out, a normal old style racing. They had some fuel mileage runs, and then the way the end came out, it was like, are they going to make it on fuel? Is Chase going to make it? Is the Ford's better than Chevy's? But then that yellow came out, and that's where the drama came in. Who's going to go 6 wide? Who's going to split the middle? Definitely came down at the end there pretty well. So I definitely enjoyed it.
I did appreciate that they were able to use the dog leg. And I loved how, of course, it's Kyle Busch. Right away, lap 1, he just takes it straight down and is like,
dude, yeah.
Let's see if it works.
They literally were all like, Luna was excited. They were all like, I don't know if we can do the apron thing. Lap 1, KFB just was like, fuck it. And I literally heard on the scanner was like a half a lap ahead, but it was like, watch 18's diving low. I don't know what he's doing down there. And like, it was totally like a Kyle Busch moment. And he dove down. He gained like 6 spots on the first lap.
I mean, it was like a whole lap that he was running down there. It was nuts.
Well, turn 1 and 2, he was like 6 spaces below.
He just wasn't coming back up.
I was like, damn, Luna.
No, I loved it though. He was like, let's see what happens. Let's see how it goes. Obviously the competition caution is going to be coming out. Might as well get this over with right off the bat and see how it runs down there. So I appreciate somebody did it. Of course, it's going to be Kyle Busch.
And like, if you listen to the broadcast, like Mike Joy was saying, like, oh, no one's going to try it till about lap 25 when the caution.
Right.
Yeah. So the fact he did that right off the bat.
Yeah, Clint was gushing over it. He was like, "Look at Kyle down there running the line right away."
Oh, dude,
how's that Clint impersonation? By the way, I'm working on it.
It was spot on. Dude, we'll definitely get to that. I don't know, man. I was very happy with the way the cars ran. I honestly thought this was some better Phoenix racing than we've seen in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, I don't know. Hot take we said before the show, I enjoyed this better than the championship race.
Yeah.
Speaking
and
of which,
as Nick said, yeah, it wasn't bad. Maybe doesn't deserve the championship race anymore. We talked about that in the last episode as well, about some new potential places for the championship race. Dakota, we were talking about that right before we went on. Was what we said in the last episode was essentially this race might not have been as good as the other ones, but you have to remember what we had last year. Right?
Yeah, just a year ago.
We're still better than that. So
yeah,
I think I'm still happy, but I'm actually here with Nathan on this one. I almost fell asleep during that race. Granted, I did just drive back from Raleigh, so I was pretty tired.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was they're in
kind
of
like I was telling you,
stage 3. I was like, okay.
I chilled in the man cave and I was kind of like just vibing out, and I was just like totally cozy, like, oh yeah, the race is on. And it was kind of just like, where's everybody running? Okay. You could definitely tell some guys on restarts kind of made some moves, made some chops, and like got a couple spots. But then all of a sudden you could tell some guys had that long run speed and they just came right back by them. And I appreciate that. There was tire fall off, like we said, there was passing. I think we're definitely going to see some good racing down at Homestead.
I'm excited for Homestead. Yeah.
I think, well, the thing too, like we said last episode was, Homestead was badass. It was a bad championship race, but then, we did it for like 20 years.
Yep.
So then we were like, how about somewhere new? And then it was like, okay, Phoenix. And we were like, oh no, that's not. That's not
whoa.
That's not what we meant. I was like, I'd like to see it. Like, let's get 5-6 years down the road. Let's go back to Homestead one year for the championship race. I don't know.
I still say we mix it up like the Super Bowl does.
Yeah, I like mixing it up, and maybe they can do some nostalgia thing, like we're returning back where we used to go or something, and go back to Homestead. Yeah, I would like to see it hop around, but then there are tracks it could be at, and there are tracks it can't be at. So,
yep,
I don't know.
Yep, not going to be Road America.
No,
you'd be going through snow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Didn't you go to Road America last year?
Mm-hmm.
How was it?
That was a fun time. Definitely.
I did hear it was pretty like wild.
Yeah, I mean, some people didn't think it was the best idea, to replace Daytona, but actually being there, the vibes of being 4th of July, it definitely
America.
it was incredible.
So can you camp out right next to the track there?
Yeah. I was.
That's what I heard.
I was in a carousel right off the fence there. So basically, in the morning they run the Trans Ams and whatever.
That had to be pretty sick.
So
You
you just get to
waking up.
wake up like on the track. Essentially.
Oh yeah, and they're just
that-
racing all.
That's sick.
Especially this year, they got Rolex. I'm sorry, not Rolex. The Trans Am, the Mazda MX-5s, and then obviously all the Xfinity and the Cup. So it's definitely be action packed there this time around.
Yeah, that would be sick. I mean, we might have to bump that up to races you should see or bucket list races. It did seem like a fun road course. I was optimistic, but it seemed like a fun time.
When Johnny told us when he came on that you could camp
Right.
out right next to the track, I was like, okay, I'm sold. That sounds fucking incredible.
And
I want to wake up to hear the cars.
And on top of that, they have a trail inside all the turns. So if you got a bike, you can just go.
Now
to
that
any-
would be
any-
sick.
Any
Like,
corner. and
I'm
just
gonna watch the second stage over in turn 1. I'm gonna go watch this stage over here.
Mhm.
Rob, how
That's
many
fun part.
tracks have you been to?
I went to 24 last year, so I mean, I'm
Jesus.
definitely. But I mean,
And that's
obviously-
tracks.
Yeah, I mean that's races. So I mean, it's
Cup races.
Yeah,
All right, we had to have a little. We had one of our friends, Jake Wapp.
Yeah.
He came on and
He
he was like,
knows
"Dude,
Jake
I've
Wapp.
been to 25 races this year," and I was like, "Dang, he really."
We
is
were,
good."
we were both
He
like,
was like,
holy shit,
I
we only
went
went
to-
to like 7.
He's like, "I went to the truck race, the Xfinity race, and the Cup race," and we're like, "That don't count." We were like, "No, we're talking about weekends," and he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, I've been to like 6." And we were like, "Oh,
yeah. He definitely went to more races than me because I usually don't do that. I can't do it Xfinity and truck just because of my commitment, selling merchandise. But
Right.
I'm still there, so I count it. But yeah, he's been to more actual.
I mean, it counts if you're at the track for the weekend, I think.
Yeah.
That's like part of the whole experience. So, if you can't say Bristol, Daytona, or Talladega, what's your favorite track to go to?
ooh, that's a good one."
Yeah, that's tough. 'cause,
Well, I took
mean,
away the 3 that everyone's gonna say in regard.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's tough because
yeah.
I'm
All right. Besides these, which one would you go?
Besides
to?
the actual 3 best ones, what's the best one?
trying to think. Because I mean, obviously, we just mentioned Road America. That was definitely really fun. It's tough to say, honestly. I mean, every track has its different, attraction of the camping or the area. I mean, I know Daytona, obviously, yeah, you keep the prestige around it, but around the track, you have all the venues you can go to, restaurants, and
Right, that was sick.
I don't know if I'm supposed to mention, but there's a comment there. Have I been to Pocono? No, I was supposed to last year. I'm going to this year though. So, that's actually a track I've always wanted to go to. That and Watkins Glen.
Dude, that was on our bucket list. I've always wanted to go to Watkins Glen.
Yeah,
I'm with Nathan. I would pick Darlington. I love Darlington.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm just a
Darlington's
Hummer
always
now
great.
because I just moved here. It's
No,
my
Darlington has because that was the first time I went last year, and it just got that old school vibe.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
walk in.
You feel like you just go back 30 years.
You
going to
feel?
Darlington.
I feel like I'm at like a state fair and there's
Yeah.
a race
Oh, yeah.
going on. It's just like
Yeah.
people walking around, small town, just having a good time.
Yeah, that's definitely Darlington.
Love Darlington.
Good old Southern feel. But Watkins Glen, dude, I'd like before I die, I want to go to Watkins Glen. Might have to hit Jared up about that trip. Maybe next year. Kevin's last ride.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, I was there for that one too. 2018. That was
Inaugural
Yeah,
Roval. Nathan wants to go to Roval so bad, and
that was the race Jimmy and Truex.
Truex
wrecked
wrecked.
it,
Yeah, that was a good race,
And
honestly.
Blaney
I-
got the win.
I will say when it comes to a road course, I'd be interested in the Roval just because you can actually see the whole track.
That's
Yeah.
is if you sit, the best place to sit there is the forward section. So you go way up top there, you can see the whole.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It's
Yeah,
been
because
awesome.
usually at road courses you can only see the section that you're sitting by, and so you're like, oh, cool. I just saw them come out of turn 6. Okay, and that's it. That's all I saw. And so at least at the Roval, you could watch them race the entire
Yeah.
thing. That would be
It's like
cool.
you're in a blimp. You're just looking right over.
Yeah.
Like, all right, they're.
That's
in-
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that. Yeah. Of course, Nathan.
That's just Nathan. Gonna be Nathan. I didn't say so bad. I
Nathan.
just said it. Cool.
That's the most Nathan comment for anyone that knows Nathan.
Gotta love him. Gotta love him. But hey, racetracks are cool. But we just went to the desert. The final race of the West Coast Swing. It was fun.
Actually, before we get started, Rob, have you been to Phoenix?
Oh,
No, I have not.
Okay.
Because
Because that is one me and Dakota
I
both
had a-
mentioned. That
I
we
had a
wanted to-
plan to go to this past weekend, but I was down at Daytona Bike Week. So
How was
I
that, by the way? Was that sick?
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience, but it was fun. I mean, it's not the NASCAR crowd, but still, A lot of
Hey,
parties.
Smoke was down there.
Yeah, Tony was down there.
Yeah, Tony,
Rusty Wallace,
the Wallace brothers
Kenny
were there.
Wallace.
Don Perdome, Chip Ganassi, they were all down there.
I
Damn,
bet you see them more in like a relaxed, like chilling with the boys.
They're not
vibe, too.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're all holding solo cups, like hanging out. Tupac's playing. What the hell's going on?
What?
Yeah.
Tupac's playing.
Yeah, I was in that Kenny Wallace's video. But the race was good, dude. We had practicing qualifying. I'm still in love with this practice qualifying little, quick practice and then 2 rounds of qualifying. I'm fine with it. Blaney gets the pole. He was looking fast in practice, fast in the pole. Fords were looking fast. Chevys were looking fast. Toyotas not so much. I automatically was like, I think Blaney could win this race. I thought he's so hot right now. Blaney
He's so hot right now.
And he looked good. And I guess I read something about, Kyle Larson qualified like in the top 5, but they had something wrong with his steering wheel column, and they had to make a change out of a steering wheel shaft or something. And because they did that, it was unapproved adjustments. And Larson started in the rear. He was in the top 10 like before the end of the first stage. Larson. So you can still do that in these new cars, I guess, if you got the setup right. It was like he still tore through the field. Truex started kind of,
which is a little
disappointing. He was up
disappointing.
there early.
Which is a little disappointing because that's something we talked about a lot last season about how it's not enough to just have somebody start at the rear, because if it's Chase Elliott or Kyle Larson or one of those guys, within like 2 laps are up in the top 10, and it's like, well, then what's the fucking point? Like, this didn't matter. So I wasn't a huge fan of that, seeing that happen. I know he's an incredible driver and all that, but at a certain point, you're like, what does he have that no one else does?
Yeah, what's he smoking? Let's drug test Larson. But he tore through the field automatically. This one I thought was peculiar because this is a team that's not really trying to get in trouble. But Corey LaJoie smacks the wall and the whole tire comes off the wheel, and the whole wheel turns into like a Rubik's cube as it goes around the track. I know it's aluminum, but I was like, God dang, they just straight took it behind the wall. That was I think one of our like first real cautions. I'm just going off the top of my head. We had Christopher Bell spin out. Wasn't a great race for Toyotas, honestly. It seemed like they were scrapping it along all day long. Christopher Bell spins out naturally. Guys just losing it. All for it. Loved it. Especially it seems like not a crazy hard track like Phoenix. Then we Truex blows a right front or overcorrects. Call it what you may. It looked like he pulled the Eric Jones at Vegas. You see him get a little loose and then it snap. I've heard like these cars, when they do that, they freaking take off. He said he blew a tire. I don't know, but damn, he hit the shit out of that wall. We've seen that there before at Phoenix. Kind of sucked for Nathan, but Truex was out after that. Then
that was my pick to win. Sucked for me.
Yeah, it really sucked for you. So then Eric Jones kind of loses it here late at the race again. Eric, I think Eric Jones has been fast, but Eric Jones gonna Eric Jones. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like he was in like 13th, 14th somewhere right there. Spun out and it was kind of like, ooh, I think it was like 27 to go or something late. It was in the late laps, and I can't remember, was it before this or after this? Chase Elliott just spun out by himself. It was one of them late race spin outs, and I was like, oh, Chase Elliott spinning again.
Also, I just want to mention Eric Jones has been up there like
about
every race this year.
Another underdog getting after it.
But he just keeps doing some shit like that gets him into trouble. He spins out, he gets loose. I mean, I know these cars are hard to drive, but
it's time to clean it up.
I don't think they all have been his fault, but he's been involved in some shit.
Yeah. Well, the one was like a little overcorrection. Shit happens. I get it. This one was just like, hey, man, bring it home. You're running like 11th.
Right.
Just bring it home, and then freaking loses it off 4 and hits the wall. It was like, I imagine the team's got to be like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Chase Elliott just spins out naturally. That was kind of weird because he was honestly in the top 5 the whole race. A hater as I may, Chase Elliott I was like, he better not win this fucking race.
Well, all of Hendrick once again was doing well. At one
they were
point
doing well.
Byron up there, Bowman up there, Larson up there.
Yeah, they were looking good, and all of a sudden he gets mired back after some pit stops. I think they had a shitty stop there late, and then he spins out, and it was like, bad goes to worse. I was like, I love to see it, but damn, Chase Elliott spins out late. But it was going to take me to one of my favorite parts of the race. It was 20 to go. We had Chase Briscoe showed up with like 60 to go and started lead. Like he led early, but like hey, yo, like, he ain't bluffing here. They got a good stop, and he's out front, like, taking off. Chase Briscoe battling. Ross Chastain fighting his way to the top, battling up front late in those restarts. Dude, super impressed with Ross this year. And our boy Tyler Reddick is getting after it at week in and week out. Tyler Reddick's up there. All three of these dudes were just swapping back and forth, passing around, getting after it for the win. Like, I was just thinking, I was like, neither one of these guys has a win, and here they are dueling.
Hey,
I mean, Chase Briscoe kind of pulled out, but it was awesome to see.
both the Chevy teams, Trackhouse and RCR, have been performing really well this year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I texted you during the race, and I said, dude, RCR's in the top 10 right now.
Yep.
Like, they have been for a while.
Yeah, like the whole race. Yeah, RCR and Trackhouse, every race this year has impressed me.
Luna, bring daddy a beer.
You whispering doesn't change the fact that we can hear you. Say, Luna, bring daddy a beer.
Luna, come here. Oh, she's pouting now.
This is the father podcast.
This is podcast for dads, NASCAR dads.
NASCAR dads. That's the podcast. That's our audience.
What is it? Are you pouting? What's wrong? All right, go get mama. Sorry. This brought to you by
other than Chevy, talking about Toyota, a little fun fact I noticed, the only two top 10s for Toyota were both the Busch brothers.
Dude, so I literally was watching this race.
Kurt P5 and Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle 7. I was watching this race, and I was like, wow, man. Like, Bubba was Bubba in the back. Shout out C-Bun with the comment earlier. Bubba was Bubba, and Kurt Busch was like 17th. And it was like 50 to go or something. And I was like, wow, man, I thought Kurt would be better than this. Like,
right.
Damn. And then all of a sudden, there was a couple restarts late, and Kurt was just like 9th, 8th, 7th, scrapping. And I was like, dude, holy shit. And at the end of the day, Kurt Busch was 5th. And I was like, where the fuck did that come from?
Like,
Kurt?
oh, that's right. He's a fucking veteran and a champion.
Yeah.
He pulls shit out of his ass.
Blaney shoot up. Kevin, I will, everybody's here. Kevin, this was the best he's looked in a long time.
To be fair, this is probably his best track.
Thank you so much. Yeah, but he hasn't been good here in a while. And we talked about that.
Yeah. Yep.
Kevin looked so good, dude. I was really like, dude, he's got a shot today. I'll take it.
Oh, he definitely had a shot. Yeah. He definitely had a shot. He was up there all day, so he was battling for it.
And Kevin looked good. Our winner, Chase Briscoe. First, I like a rookie win. Like, I love seeing, I don't care who it is. I love seeing a guy get his first win. That was cool. And, Chase Briscoe gets it done. Stuart Haas gets a first win of the year. Get that off their back. Man. Eric Almirola won last year. Now Chase Briscoe this year. Kevin Harvick has still since Kevin Harvick's last win. That's a hot take.
Also, I just want to point out Almirola has been pretty impressive this season.
Yeah, Almirola, I think he finished like 11th or 12th, somewhere in there.
Somewhere right outside the top 10.
He finished 12th, which he had.
Yeah, 12th.
He was the only person to get 3 top 10s, so he just missed out.
He just missed out, yeah.
Still ran well.
We had amigo Daniel Suarez finished 9th.
Don't even get me started.
Chris Buescher 10th. He was like 20th the whole race.
Yeah, he in that final restart, they had the situation with Austin and when Kyle got into, I might be saying this incorrect, but Kyle got into Suarez and then overdrove the corner and took out Dylan.
So this is what I was going to bring up. Okay. During the race, I was talking to Dakota, telling him I need to become a chapter president for Daniel's Amigos. And I'm going to start rocking all
Southeastern
the Mexican
chapter president
merch. Southeast chapter president for Daniel's Amigos. I'm going to rock all the Mexican merch. Like, I'm about to go full on Daniel's Amigos. And then this shit happens. And I'm like, well, even if it wasn't his fault, Austin Dillon's my boy. I can't become a chapter president of Daniel's Amigos if he's taking out Austin Dillon. It is what it is. Daniel Suarez, ball's in your court now. You want me to be chapter president?
Make it happen.
Pick up my boy.
Somebody who I expected to do better, my win pick from last week's episode was Denny Hamlin. I rallied for a P13, but he was like second. They got this. Him and Blaney got the speeding penalty earlier. Blaney came back. Denny Hamlin never seemed to really even reach the top 10 again. Bowman just quietly with a 14th. Ty Dillon, our boy, 15th. The rest of it's kind of how they went. I was surprised William Byron finished 18th. That kind of was like, oh. Brad Keselowski was non-existent in this race. I kind of was waiting for this to happen, but I was kind of surprised. Like, man, I figured y'all would have been better in this. Austin Cindric, I thought, would have done better. He was fastest in practice. and I never even saw them talk about him except when he was going a lap down. He finished 24th. The rest is kind of how it went with guys wrecking and such. Kyle Larson blew a motor. We didn't talk about that. Kyle Larson blowing it. You don't see that often. Maybe he shifted weird. Maybe something happened, but reigning champion Hendrick car blows up or blew a valve or whatever they said. I was kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
I think that definitely comes down to more. They're revving the engine more now with the up and down shifts. So that might come back to play. Because back in the early 2000s, people are blowing engines left and right because of the over horsepower. Now it's going to be the sequential shift. And I mean, look at Denny. I mean, Denny didn't necessarily blow the engine, but he blew the tranny out.
Well, they got one more gear here now, and that was the thing is we've never really seen at Phoenix. A lot of guys were shifting. They were shifting down in the corner and then shifting up on the straightaways, and we haven't seen that long time. I don't know if anything to do with Kyle Larson, but it was just kind of wild to see like all these guys shifting instead of rolling it,
which is nice. I do appreciate that. I mean, that's nice to see.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I take it. Chase Briscoe winning. I loved it. I loved seeing it. Mahindra's first win, first year in the sport. New sponsor comes on and they win. I think that's cool. Stuart Haas are they back? Stuart Haas, they had competitive cars here. Custer got up in top 10. I'm not even going to talk about Custer, but Almirola's been clicking off these top 10s. Kevin showed some sign of life.
I have a feeling like Cole Custer is the next Eric Jones.
I wouldn't even give him that, dude. I don't know. This is his third year. He had the one-off win at Kentucky. I want to see more from that. I think he just won Xfinity race. He can still drive. Let's see it, dude. Let's see that team step it up.
Yeah, because clearly the team is winning. I mean, it's not.
I think this is like the third race that Briscoe's went up and led. Like he led at Auto Club straight up with Reddick. Remember? The 8 and 14 to me are really like surprising the shell. I mean, I like it.
At least Cole Custer is not balding already.
Oh, dude, we never even mentioned this. This was rough. Me and Felicia were fucking dying. Did you saw the post race interview?
I'm not sure.
Dude,
I don't think I did.
He did a badass burnout, and he got out, and
the interview.
His damn flap was just like,
his hair was,
and
like,
you could tell he was like fucking.
But the problem was you could tell it was like he's losing this shit right here.
It's going. Just shave it, man.
Yeah,
it's buzz it. Like it was bad.
Yeah,
it was so bad. I was like, Felicia was fucking rolling on the couch, laughing her ass off, and I was like, "Babe, come on, it's his first win."
Yeah, that's so.
I was like, "Somebody get him a fucking hat."
Yeah,
and you could tell he was just like trying to like block it because he could feel it. But it was so. I was just waiting for memes to come out because it was so fucking funny.
Oh, he could feel that breeze up there. That
and it was a rough look, dude. He looked like he was like fucking 45.
I mean, how old is he? Yeah, he looked like he was like in his like
50. Or he's like
27,
28.
Oh shit! So even younger than.
Well, even his wife was like, "We're so happy holding the baby," and it was him with his fucking hair up for the still shot on the TV. I was like, "Wow, she did him dirty."
Yeah, he looked old, man.
I like Chase Briscoe. I want to see him
27, already losing it. Come on, dog.
I want to see him
get sponsored by Rogaine.
I think he can drive, but goddamn, he's ugly. He is an ugly son of a bitch.
Cody Powers.
Hey, LTC Cody in the chat.
Shout out.
Yeah,
can't wait to see you this weekend.
Poor guy, he's gonna get memed for a while.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But his first win too.
Doesn't matter. He's in victory lane, man. 14's back. 14's back in victory lane. Something Clint couldn't do much of. It's good to see, dude.
Now I don't know if this is all. It's now. It correlates to. I seen this today with the win though. I don't know if you saw this Rattlesnake or you saw it, but I don't know if this starts anything. But I see it on the Twitter that the. Rush. You see the tweet about Rush, the guy who runs Rush Truck Centers?
Oh no, what they say?
No, the one that sponsors the
Rush Truck Center.
So one of the main guys with Rush Truck Centers, he put a bet on Briscoe.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
Now I'm happy Chase won. It's awesome, but I was like, ooh, especially with Calvin Ridley. I was like,
yeah, the whole football thing.
I was like,
Rush, the VP. I don't know who shared. I think it was Jeff Gluck or Bob Pockers.
Mm-hmm.
The VP of Rush Truck Centers. I guess it's his own money. I don't know how this works.
But
he bet like He bet like $50,000 that the 14 would win, and he won big, like triple digit money back.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like, hey man, that's
he's like, hey,
money. I'm gonna
first
bet
of
on
all, was he even sponsoring the car? I mean, he wasn't the main sponsor.
I mean, they're like a secondary sponsor. You know,
Associate, yeah, secondary.
But I
feel
just
they
seen,
were
like-
the main sponsor
like,
back when Clint was there.
rumor
but
has it that the owner of Rush Truck Centers bet big on the 14 today and cashed out.
was he there?
I have no idea. I don't know how this works. I don't know how it
See,
works in
stuff like
NASCAR.
that would matter. I
Yeah.
just feel like that's like, hey, I'm throwing support behind my boy.
Yeah,
Like, here's
I'm,
how confident.
I'm already paying him. I might as well pay
Yeah.
my own money.
Here's
on
how
him.
confident I am
Yeah,
that my team's gonna get a dub. I respect it.
and I don't think like does NASCAR even really care. Well, they're like, oh,
That's a good point. Do we even care? Let's say he did juiced it, or like somehow he was like, yeah, we know our cars, you know, a little juice. We know we got something extra. Like, does NASCAR even give a shit at this point?
It passed inspections, though.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, NASCAR's like, yeah, we all know you're all fucking cheating. You just got to
Ah.
pay off NASCAR, I think.
So I mean, I was okay with the race. I liked the race. It was fine. It was good old Phoenix. It was classic Phoenix to me. It was really. I think the cars did fine. The race was good. There was tire wear. We had some cautions. You know, solo spins. I'm all good with it. It is what it was, but you know, are we looking like super crazy stoked to come back here for the championship? I don't. It's. I think we're kind of like ready for like let's do one more championship race and get the fuck out.
Based on how this race was versus the other ones we just saw, obviously not. I mean, it just wasn't as good as the other races. I'm not saying it was a bad race. It was just it was an okay race, you know?
It was the lesser of the 4 we've seen.
It was something to do on Sunday while I'm sitting on the couch. You know, it wasn't a barn burner, nothing I'm going to probably remember or talk about too much past this point,
I kind of would
honestly.
be. Well, I know they just revamped the place. I'd be kind of fine if Phoenix just had one race. This is one that would be like if we're trying to go to new markets, I'd be okay with taking a Phoenix date.
Yeah. The only issue with that, though, is the agreement they made with NASCAR to reconfigure the track.
Yeah, I mean, they just
that's the
dumped
only
millions of
issue
dollars
with
in
that,
here,
but
so
yeah,
it's like,
I
we're going to
totally
get a
agree.
second date, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right.
Atlanta's like, hey, we just repaved this bitch. We're going to get a second date.
You know, I don't mind them having 2 dates just because it's out west. They don't have a lot of races. Like, if you're in New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona,
well, yeah, it's a good
Utah,
little area.
like, it's the only race you can go to. So, if it's the only time they get a race in that whole section of the country, because it's like, yeah, there's a West Coast swing and there's races out in California. That's nowhere near Phoenix. You know what I mean? Like,
that's still a haul.
yeah, if you're living in New Mexico or Colorado, like you're not fucking going out to California for a race. So if this is all they get, I say give them 2 races. Now, if they added like a track in Colorado or something, then yeah, you could discuss going down to 1. But for now, I'd say leave it as.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, like we said, they dump money in the pots. I think on TV they have one of the sick.
I'm not real, motherfucker.
I
I'm
think
in
they have
your
one of the
dreams. I'm your worst nightmare.
They have one of the coolest garage like fan setups. Like if you have a ticket, you can go to Victory Lane. I've always thought that's kind of cool. They just dumped all that money. It is what it is. Honestly, the more
I mean, they made
see
it look cool. Like I like the neon cactus, and I always have wanted to go to a race and sit on the side of that fucking mountain.
Yeah, Rattlesnake Hill. I thought that dude, Rattlesnake does Rattlesnake Hill.
Exactly.
So we got to do
How
that.
perfect is this,
dude? That would be sick. Bring your little rattlesnake holding it.
Every time they say it too, when the race goes there, like pre-race, they're like Rattlesnake Hill. I'm always
have a picture with you with your nuts out.
I should be there.
One thing though, I did see something like you remember. I don't know if you remember old Phoenix, like with the grass and the dog leg. Like you had to take the dog leg.
Yes.
I always thought that made Phoenix unique. Like the back
Right.
had its own little dog leg with a curb, and you know they redid it. And I get that like we're all doing away with turf and grass or whatever, but it was like I kind of always thought that made Phoenix unique. Was you had to come out of the turn and go take the dog leg, and then it kind of made it unique. But now half the time they don't even go up there; they just cut it like an oval straight away, and it's kind of it's different line, but it's kind of like I'd like to see them put grass back.
Yeah, but have we seen these cars go through grass yet? Actually, now I'm
yeah. Tyler Reddick at Vegas. That's one thing we've not noted about. I haven't seen anyone say anything about is these cars have gone spinning through the grass, and I haven't seen one splitter rip the front nose off the car, hit the grass and tear the whole car up and total it.
When he went through Vegas, he cut.
Yeah,
through the
remember
grass
he went spinning, hit the for little.
Yeah. I just
ledge
can't
track
remember him
and
like
hit
in the
front.
grass for some reason.
Yeah,
Okay.
he went straight through the grass. And then Daytona, we saw guys spinning through the grass. I mean, yeah, we had the flat tire issues with the cars on the track, but no one has mentioned anything about how we haven't ripped no splitters or front
Dude, that's a
ends
good
off.
point. I guess no one's mentioned it because no one's thinking about it because we don't see them getting the splitter digging into the grass every time. And so it was just like, oh, okay, cool.
I mean,
But
we might
that's
see
a
it down the
huge thing.
road, but I haven't seen that happen yet.
Yeah, that's crazy because they're so low. You think that would still be a problem, but
I saw plenty of, or the guys that did spin out in this race. I saw them like Eric Jones, fucking get it going with his flat tires. Like we can't stop.
Well,
we can't
yeah,
sit
flat
here.
tire. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
Which, by the
but-
way, once again, this race they didn't have to really tow anybody. Like the people were still able to.
Well, that's what I was saying. It was like you could tell they were like they figured out you got to.
They
keep
have
moving.
figured it out. Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
2
keep it
races
moving.
now in a row that they have not had that issue as much. So like, that's great.
Yeah.
Because that was like our major complaint right off the bat. So
Yeah, I appreciate it. We're making progress here.
we're making progress. There's still one big thing. And then maybe when we get to the good, the bad, and the ugly, we will discuss the really glaring issue we
Meant
still
to
have.
put that in the itinerary, but yeah, and I think we could just jump right into that right now. Honestly,
Yeah.
cue the music. The good, the bad, the ugly takes us straight into our next segment. So I don't know how many shows you've seen here. The good, the bad, the ugly. So
We're playing with this music shit now. I didn't
yeah,
know that
we're
we had
bringing
music on
into
here.
the show. So we're doing like good, bad, and ugly. We're gonna name like 3 our good topic of the weekend, our bad topic of the weekend, and we're gonna do our ugly topic of the weekend. And you could probably already guess what our ugly topic will be.
Yeah. It's been the same fucking thing.
The
every
same
week.
one for the last 4 weeks.
It's gonna be the same one for the halfway through the whole season. But
So I'll give my good, your good. Hell, we'll give Rob a good. Is my good of the weekend will just be, even though this may have been the lesser of the 4 races, this to me was one of the better Phoenix races I've seen in years. I appreciated the race. I thought the racing, the next gen performed better on this track than the old car. I'm giving that a good.
That was my good. So I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna mix it up and say Briscoe getting his first win. That was good. Stuart Haas finally getting back in victory lane.
Is this what we see down the line?
It's
More
fun.
Stuart Haas
It's
wins?
fun to see like a great team finally do good again. It's fun to see, especially that great team. You would expect to see the victory from Kevin Harvick, the dude that just cleans up at this track. But no, it's their young gun, this dude that we've been hyping up forever, finally gets his win. So that whole Chase Briscoe thing with Stuart Haas, good.
Rob, what would you give a good from your weekend takeaway of watching the race?
Obviously for Cup race, I mean, it doesn't really, it correlates to the on-track product, but basically I'm glad to see the stands getting filled up. I mean, the people are
the crowd looks stellar.
Great one.
The crowd looks
great
stellar.
One, Rob.
The crowd looks stellar. I think they said it sold out. I don't know if that was true or not.
They didn't really talk about it much. And
they said it was sellout. Clint said one thing. They were panning out for like the caution lap, and Clint said, "I'm just sad for this right here," and he circled the fans in the stands. It was like, look at them packed grandstands, not a seat in the house sitting. Everybody's standing up.
But that's the second week in a row they really haven't talked about it, which is weird for NASCAR because they love to just
this coverage is missing.
NASCAR loves to just like cream their pants over the stands when they look good, and they looked good the whole time. And I was like, how come they're not fucking talking about this? People every time they're coming by, people are on their feet. Crowd looks packed. Yeah. Rob, that was a great good. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, dude, he's so slick.
God
SHITI
damn
Rob
it,
in the
Rob.
house. God damn it. Oh.
You're already making us look bad. You come on one episode, making us look like fucking idiots.
Speaking of bad,
bunch of Japanese over here.
Our bad of the weekend, I will give to returning winner of this award, Danica Patrick. I don't know what the fuck is going on, and I hope they never bring her back. I don't know who in Fox decided this was a good idea. Maybe Clint Boyer. And yeah, the good getting Rob on the show.
Getting Rob. Hell yeah.
My bad will be Danica Patrick's terrible analysis during the broadcast. Again, your post on Twitter was how many times does she bring up IndyCar? I think it was lap 20, like lap 21. And she was like, well, an IndyCar. And Clint was like, literally like, bitch, you serious?
Yeah, that's when I did the eye emoji with the poll.
Yeah.
It was when Clint finally called her out.
I took a shot every time. I was ready to pass out.
Yeah, dude.
And then you had to go to the hospital for your liver failure.
Drink every time Danica mentions IndyCar, which I don't think she knows anything about that either.
I'd love to hear Indy fans actually talk about this. If they're like, yeah, we don't like this bitch
dude,
either.
I texted you and I texted the group messages. I like literally, they were talking about some drivers like the rear view camera and some don't. And they were bringing it up and they were like, look right here, Daniel Suarez's rear view camera. You can see it. And that's the first real good look I think we've got at it.
No, I
like,
liked it.
in
And Clint was
race.
talking about it. He was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I've seen it. Like,
And-
it's not as good as you think it is.
Yeah,
It
like
doesn't
literally,
show
Clint was
everything."
like, I wouldn't want that. Like he was like, I wouldn't want that
Right.
driver. I like old school. I want to, be out.
Well,
the
and he was,
window.
and he was saying you can't rely on it if you're
No.
like trying to, cut somebody's line or get right in
Yeah.
front of them. You can't really rely on it because it might be closer or further or whatever.
So Danica goes, yeah, I think some guys are they either want it or they don't. So I think some guys are, they're choosing it or they're not. And I literally was like, what the fuck did she just say? Like sometimes I like to breathe, but sometimes I do like to breathe. And dude, I about flipped the fuck out when I heard
Like
her
sometimes I like pizza and sometimes I'm just feeling tacos.
say, yeah,
And those nights I get tacos instead of pizza.
yeah, it's literally, dude.
But some nights I still get pizza.
I was like, and I saw a bunch of friends bitching in group messages, was like, I was debating whether to listen to Kevin Scanner or just play MRN and mute the TV. I literally was getting to where I was like, I'm about to download a second NASCAR app on Luna's iPad and play MRN to listen to the race, so I don't have to hear this shit.
It's not a bad idea.
I'm getting there, and I texted you. I was like, dude, like, we already are bitching, and we're 3 races in, and this is a 4th race, and this was, to me, was the worst broadcast.
Well,
This was worse than last week.
I can't go too far because now we're bleeding into ugly territory, and I don't want to say anything.
Oh, it's coming.
I don't want to say anything. So for my bad, I don't know. Initially, I was thinking about just saying like this was the worst race we've gotten so far this season, but I wouldn't call it bad, so I'm not gonna give it that title. Because it wasn't a bad race. It was a fine race.
It was a plenty fine swell.
It was a swell race. I had a swell time. It just wasn't as good. So I'm not going to give this the bad title. It did not earn that. I just am trying to think of something other than Danica, but I think I'm with Dakota. It's Danica. Like the race, there was nothing really bad about the race itself. I'm hoping Rob has something cool like he did with the last one with the crowds being full. By the way, Rob, did you think of that off the top of your head? Like you didn't know we were going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Well, I didn't. I'm being honest. There's no script at the Chairgatin podcast, so I kind of had to think of it in 5 seconds.
He didn't give you the script.
I've been reading the script over here.
He not give you the script? We have a.
I don't even.
No, he's winging the whole thing.
Dude, we have 8 pages.
I do have a bad. I mean, in my opinion, it's not really talked about. But I was definitely the bad for me. I was definitely disappointed in Collie Racing. They didn't race. I mean, I know Haley got.
Yeah, they had AJ and Justin Haley.
But AJ was a lap down early in the race. Got it back.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. I thought they'd for sure run, top 15 most of the
I was expecting more of them too.
Especially with how Hemrick has been running.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I know it might jump ahead, but you look at this coming weekend, you got Noah running the 16. So
let's see how he does.
It'll be interesting to see a test for his actual first non-restricted plate race.
Yeah,
Rob,
that is true.
Rob, we have to have you on the show again. You're way better than me and Dakota. So that's...
You got Wi-Fi in the van?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! We need to we're tapping in with Rob's Travels.
Rob, you're about to become a regular.
I'm checking in from Oklahoma. I'm on my way to Kansas. Like,
Rob, if you come back on the show, we'll give you a free pair of shades. How about that?
There we go. Get rid of the. Rob's a little dirty pit viper guy too.
I haven't worn those all year. Don't bring them.
Oh shit! Yeah, we need to get you a pair of Yeats. Dude.
Ooh, Rob, you will be leaving Dakota's house with a pair of Yeats. How about that?
I'll give you a pair.
I've actually been wearing
not those. Those are my favorites.
I've actually been wearing these gold shades there. Not Yeats, but
I don't know what those are. Honestly, Yeats has a pair that's kind of similar to those.
So find me a gold pair of Yeats.
All right, Rob. This is what we'll do. Before you leave Dakota's place, you look through the list of the Yeats and you pick out the ones you want, and we'll order them for you.
We'll do it right fucking now.
Yeah.
Look, dude, the first ad on Instagram was Yeats. Oh, it just went away. Damn it.
No, I saw it for a second.
Look. I pulled up Instagram and it was a Yeats ad. I mean, that's meant to be.
No, honestly, they're really cool dudes. That's the thing. They're from Florida.
Yeah, they're cool too. You love them.
They're actually really cool fucking dudes. We're trying to get them to a race.
Yeah, we need to get them out to a
we're trying to get them to a race. They're interested. They're just I like this take, the bad, not enough Chairgatin episodes. The only problem with that is that means that we're the bad because we don't put enough episodes out.
Oh, shit. Hey. So look, they literally have a pair like that.
Oh, there we go.
That's all we're working people. We're working dads over here.
There are all kinds of pair.
Yeah. Those moolahs look good, but
yeah, they're literally look a lot like the shades he was holding.
All right, Dakota.
I'll make it happen.
Yeah, also look, I have a variety right here of if you want to look at any of them in front of my
These are like
desk.
the Ray-Ban pair.
I have like 8 fucking pairs right in front of me. Dakota.
What?
Ugly.
Oh, my ugly. I mean,
See
is
you in
it
a few days, Dakota.
Hey, let's do it, boy. Friday night episode. We'll tease it here in a minute.
Also, I don't care about F1. Sorry, Nathan.
Who the fuck said anything about F1? Ew, gross. Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Nathan's in the comments talking about F1. God damn it, Nathan.
Damn it, Nathan. This is not the F1 podcast.
This is the Dads of NASCAR podcast.
Chairgatin,
Except
Dads
I'm
and
not a- Except
NASCAR.
I'm not a dad, or
Yeah,
Hey,
that you know
technically,
of.
I'm not either.
Or
Yeah,
That
am
you
I?
know of.
Yeah. Who
Um,
knows?
I have like
Oh,
a
shit.
couple more weeks, but
So, my ugly. I don't know what they need to do. I don't know what needs to happen.
we
I
all know
don't-
what the ugly is.
I don't know how hard it is to not fuck this up, but Fox week in and week out is just fumbling the fucking football and humping the doorknob. I remember we had a spin in 2. They were like, "Oh, we got trouble!" Oh, and it was when Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon got together off of 2. You remember that time?
Mm-hmm.
Like right early in the race,
Yep.
and they were just filming a car in 3, like zoomed in on his fucking windshield. And like the announcers were like, "Oh, look, we got a little calamity and coming off of 2." And they just like filmed Harrison Burton going through 3 and 4, just like zoomed in on his fucking
Zoomed
hub.
way in on Justin's
Dude.
car.
And
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, flip the camera, hit a button. I don't know how hard it is to not fuck this up.
Yeah.
But oh god, it just drove me nuts. I'm
Okay.
so glad I don't have to watch it this weekend. I'll be there. But
Ugh.
holy shit.
Yeah, I might be watching it on a plane. We'll see what time it is.
What?
But
Oh yeah, you're going. No, never mind.
yeah, I'm flying back to Austin.
You
Yeah, obviously my ugly is the same thing. I can't remember who said it in the last episode in the comments. Ugly is always going to be Fox's broadcast until we don't have to fucking deal with them or until they figure their
I'm
shit
curious
out.
of how this like NBC USA coverage thing works.
Well, and is it just me or is it getting like worse? Like it wasn't.
Dude,
I know they've always been bad, but like this season, it's been like pretty rough. But this last race, it was like, what the fuck is this? I couldn't even
Dude.
watch the goddamn race.
dude,
It
it was so
tweeted-
bad.
I tweeted during the race. I was like, I think this is gonna be the first time this season that we get a hit on a Jeff Gluck poll. Which, by the way, I was right. It was like
Yeah.
70-30 or something
Yeah.
like that. And I was like, unfortunately, I think
Dude.
a big part of that is the broadcast because we can't watch the goddamn
I
race.
think the broadcast hurt this race. Like
I
people
really
saying they didn't
do.
like this race. I was like, yeah, because it wasn't brought to you well. Like
I know when, like Dakota, when we go to Atlanta, we always walk away and say like that was a great fucking race, and then everybody else on Twitter is like, this race sucked. Why did they
Yeah.
go to Atlanta? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, that's weird. Like I
yeah,
love
the race
it.
was so good. Why did you people
Right.
hate it?
I feel like this is 10 times worse because I feel like if we were there, we would have been like, dude, that was an incredible race. There was battles for the lead in the mid pack. There was battles, like shit was going on, and we just didn't get to see any of it.
No.
Like they were so bad.
Yeah.
So it's gotten to the legit ugly point where
It's
it's
a
like,
bad commentating
this
too. I
needs to
saw
be
what
fixed.
they announced like, hey, we couldn't find nobody else. So we got that guy we fired back. Jeff Gordon's gonna be in the booth in Atlanta. And they were teasing that with their stupid little cartoon figurines and stuff. And yes, Dalton Goods rowdy
Dalton
reactions,
Goods
will be
reactions
10
are
times better.
way better than Fox.
Check out the list of races, Dalton Goods, Rowdy Reactions on LTC YouTube page.
and check
but-
them out. They're gonna be on tonight. Like
Ooh.
9 or 10 or
Do
something
they have
like
an
that.
episode
LTC.
tonight?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're gonna do an
shit.
episode tonight.
We'll have to tune in.
Yep.
But dude, oh my god. It's like, please I cannot wait for fucking you. I would vouch for DW coming back. at this
Why?
point.
I mean, do we need DW back? We have Clint. He's the same guy.
I can't stand DW, but I will definitely gladly have him
DW
back.
Clint is DW. Give Clint like 30 years and he's Darryl Waltrip
Oh, dude,
in
yeah.
the booth.
He's
not in the
already
track,
there.
not in
He's
the fucking
already-
track,
He's
but,
already
like,
there, man.
Well, I'm just saying, like an old guy. He'll
Yes.
be that as an old guy.
Oh god.
He'll
But
have his own little catchphrase instead of boogity boogity.
do you
boogity.
think when we get to this like renewed TV contract that Fox gets a revamp?
Yeah, I think so. Because I
Well, they
think
dumped
NASCAR's
so
like,
much money into it too.
I think NASCAR's
It's-
just like, yes, please. Oh,
Oh, I saw somebody posted too. It was like Hey Fox, as much money as you spend investing in this company, do you think you could at least take it serious?
Right. That would be
Please.
nice.
Oh, dude, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
We would.
no,
People would be like, "Oh my god, this is so much better."
Yeah, and then I'll say, obviously, like to chime in for my ugly, I got two quick ones.
Ooh,
the first,
I love it.
God,
Yeah,
Rob,
give,
this
give me
ones.
both.
The first,
Both
the
barrels.
first obviously correlates.
Ooh.
This might be my only my opinion, but it does correlate to Fox. And I get what Fox is trying to do. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. The constant, I don't think you can chime in on this. The constant kid zoom in,
Dude.
I mean,
Or the fucking wives.
Now,
the wives on the
yes.
pit boxes.
Now,
I don't give a fuck
now,
about.
I get what they're trying to do. They're trying
Dude,
to get
filming a
kids-
kid in the stand. It's borderline perversion.
yes, that's what I'm kind of getting
Like-
at. Every shot is a kid. Like now, like cool. I'm glad kids
Yeah.
are in it, but it makes me
Double
feel
check
weird.
this cameraman's
Makes-
background
yes,
check.
That's just I just not the fan of that because I constantly I don't want to see that. I can
No,
see once
it's
or
one thing
twice.
if you just like
Yeah,
it's a
but-
panorama of like 50 fucking
Yes.
50 fucking
I'm
like
just not a
people,
fan of
but
it.
when they're like zooming in on the kid and it's just like
I'm like,
staying there and the kid's like picking his nose
Now
and waving a flag.
imagine Luna.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm like,
like-
hey,
It's just like
yeah,
You're
right,
like,
you
hey,
just-
once was enough, motherfucker.
Yeah.
yeah. Going back to
Yeah.
the same damn kid.
Yeah, like stop
Oh,
zooming in
God.
on my daughter, man.
Yeah. Well, hell, I mean that.
they've been
The
doing
only
it all
reason
year.
Dalton Good just gained 500 followers is because they were zooming in on his little kid ass at Daytona.
He is a
Speaking of
child.
Speaking
He is
of
a child.
zooming in on kids, Dalton at fucking Daytona cursing like a son of a bitch. I mean, yeah, Dalton's Twitter famous because of that.
Yeah, no,
Here's
I
a lot
totally,
of video yards at school.
I totally agree with that take though, because they'll show like a shot of like a father and his son or his daughter, and Clint's like, "Oh man, how great is that to see that? You know, nothing better than spending the day with your dad at the track." And you're like, "Oh, that's sweet." You know,
Yeah,
like
all
I
right,
like
that's
that.
enough.
And then they go back to him like
Yeah.
I know,
10
like-
laps in, and you're like,
Dude,
"Okay, this
don't get me
is weird."
started. We
And then
fucking
they cut out the dad and just zoom in on the kid. And you're
Dude.
like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck is going
I know.
on?"
another Fox memento. It was like lap 6, 7, and they cut away from green flag racing
Straight
to
to
show
it.
us an animation of what the dog leg was. They cut. It was like lap.
Oh,
fucking
yeah, that's
5,
right.
And they just cut the. They didn't go side by side. They could have totally showed this in the pre-race. They cut away and just showed us like an animation of how
Yeah.
you can cut the dog leg and shit.
It was when
And I
Clint
was
was
like,
like explaining it.
We're
right?
cutting
Yeah.
away from the very start of this fucking race with green flag racing to show this shit. Like, you
Why,
could've
why
done
do you
this
not
on
have this set up for like
caution
a caution?
or
Yeah.
pre-race? That's one thing too. Last 2 weeks I've watched a pre-race and I've definitely I'm no longer tuning in early to watch these pre-races because they're worse than the fucking broadcast.
It's not worth it. It's literally just not worth it.
It is so terrible.
I have all the information I need about the race. I don't need to watch their bullshit pre-race.
Dude,
I'll turn it on when the race starts. Like
they're just ugly.
there's
Fuck.
better content for free online.
Creeper, ugly fuck. Oh,
And
we got a
another
second.
one was this ugly to me, which concerns me for 3 weeks now. From this
Is Dakota.
no, is
His ugly ass sitting right next to you. Look at that.
yeah. No, the front grills.
Yeah,
The overheating, ugly to me. I'm very concerned about that because Toyota again was having issues.
yeah. Toyota was dog shit all weekend.
Again, but the overheating of the grills, I just
Right.
How's that going to work?
They still haven't got to figure out. And guess what? When they go to Bristol Dirt, how are they not going to overheat there?
Yeah, better figure some fucking things out, big boys.
So it's not super ugly, but
And that's just been a Toyota issue, really, right?
seems like it. Yeah.
I think it has something to do with that intake to the motor. They got this cool new ass fucking little air channel thing that goes under the hood. I don't know. I don't know anything about that engineering, but they better figure something out because I'm sure. Look, Ford, Chevy, Ford won the first 4 races. Do you not think JGR and the whole Toyota camp over there is not like sitting there stomping their foot like fucking
Here's
pissed?
the top 10 for this race: Ford, Chevy, Ford, Toyota, which was Kurt Busch,
Kurt scrapping.
Ford, Toyota, Kyle Busch, Ford, Chevy, Ford. I mean, that's all the way through 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Toyota's going to start getting their shit together because they seem to take it pretty seriously too. Like this
Yeah,
is,
they're not fucking around.
I mean, with the last gen, the last like I don't know how many years with the last gen, Toyota's been tearing it up. So I'm sure they're
It's
not
not last
happy
long,
with this either.
And like we always say, I'm sure the second half of this season looks completely different than the first half of the season.
Yeah,
I think
especially
a
with
lot
the
more engineering goes
manufacturer.
in, a lot more stuff's figured out, and I think we see completely different racing, if not better racing. I don't know.
So y'all might know this. Who's in the booth next week?
Jeff Gordon
Jeff Gordon,
with
Oh, that's
Clint,
That's
and
right.
Danica.
Danica's in it too.
Yes,
I thought this was our last one.
Danica,
Danica and Jeff.
Clint.
Oh god.
Because is it Mike Joy that's like not in it, or
I don't know. I think
He
they're doing. Are they doing-
hinted. He some reason said that he's off, but I don't. know if
yeah,
that means,
that's what I thought I
Wait,
heard.
oh
too.
my God, Danica's
So-
sticking around.
So the fact that Clint might be Clint or Jeff will be the
Oh.
main guy. But yeah, so
Is this
that'll
like career suicide?
Yeah.
Like Fox is like, let's see how
be
far
just
we
going
can
out of the
take it.
band.
You
Well,
know what?
Because on top of
They're
that,
just doing a rail, and they're like, "Yeah, let's bring Jeff back." and
What
really
if
fuck
what
with
if
their
we had
heads.
what if we had Danica replace Mike Joy?
well, in fact, if you guys know, Fox just got rid of Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. So now,
Oh, really?
They got rid of
Yep.
they got rid of those guys.
They are
So now
getting
they're
fucking
just like,
brave, dude.
yeah, they're just like,
Hey,
no.
let's see how far
Look-
these fuckers will watch.
Look, here's the thing. Mike Joy's starting to slip up. We've all noticed it. Let's be real. This season, he's right. Or am I the only one that's noticing this?
What?
Yeah,
Mike
a little
Joy?
bit. He definitely. I
He,
noticed
dude,
one
he's
slip up.
falling off because he.
Thank you. He's
I
starting to slip
love
up.
Mike Joy, but like he said some things during this race where it'll be, like I like him as a lot, but we gotta like put a
Dude,
time limit on
This
this
whole
shit.
season, he's been slipping.
Like
up.
he'll say things where he's like, on Twitter, he's not so funny or something.
or
And
he'll
we're
just
like,
say like
Mike,
wrong
stop-
things, just
Mike,
like
stop.
incorrect.
yeah.
And
Dude,
you're
oh,
like, come on.
During the
man.
race, Chase Briscoe early on stayed out with 2 tires and was fading fast. They were shifting his ass back to 10th, and he goes. They filmed Chase Briscoe, and he goes, Chase Briscoe moving his way up towards the front.
Yep.
And I was
yep.
like, he just lost 3 spots. Are you
Yep.
not at the fucking racetrack? Like, are you watching anything that's going on and you're talking
Was that the
about
one when
this?
he was like, he's right in his rear view? and
Yeah, he was
falling
like,
backward.
yeah. Chase
yep.
Briscoe was getting dumped on old tires.
Dude, Mike Joy has done that a couple times. Like,
It's
this
shit like
whole-
that
I think
pisses
this
me
whole
off.
season, and I fucking love Mike Joy. I'm not gonna
I
say
do too.
anything,
I appreciate Mike Joy.
but my point is, if Fox is like, hey, this might be about his time,
Yeah.
I don't think they're wrong. I just think they're not ready.
Let's
know what I
hang
mean?
this
Like-
Ruby up while it's still a jewel.
They're not ready to have to get rid of Mike Joy. He's the
No.
only good thing
They
about
better
that.
they
booth
better
right
start figuring some shit out. And the only thing I'm super worried about is I definitely think Kevin Harvick retires and goes to the booth. And I'm very fucking nervous that Kevin Harvick goes to the Fox booth and his whole career gets diminished.
I've said this to you since like day one.
Ugh.
I think Harvick would be terrible in the booth. That's
I
just my
think. Well,
opinion.
I would look forward to it,
I
but I
don't
think
like him
it
in
would
the
be
booth.
definitely terrible in the Fox booth.
That's true. Okay, yeah. Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, and fucking
DW all over
rotating
again. Yeah.
Danica.
Oh,
like,
God.
this is the worst thing
Well,
I've
the
ever
thing is,
heard
when
of.
they had Tony in the booth, that was awesome.
Well, I like Matt.
I liked Matt Kenseth as
Matt-
well.
Matt-
it was
Matt
looking
brought it in.
okay. Like,
He
hey,
brought
we
it
just
in.
need to work on the camera work.
And the
But
only thing with,
Danica 2 weeks in a row, I about made me shoot myself.
the only thing with Matt was I think he needs somebody like Mike Joy, the veteran there to,
Yeah. Kinda
same
keep
with
it-
Tony, with any of them. They
Yeah.
need a veteran there to like figure it out.
Keep it in the
Otherwise, you have a
ropes.
booth full of drivers. They're
Yeah.
not professional broadcasters. They're just gonna be shit talking and like
Wish how the Xfinity race kind of went Saturday when Daniel and
Daniel Suarez and Joey Logano.
They're all just,
Yeah.
I mean, which obviously kind of made because the Xfinity race, in my opinion, wasn't the best race. So
No.
that the
And-
commentary kind of livened it up.
I couldn't understand how shit Daniel Suarez said.
All I remember is Amigos.
Yeah, he
I'm-
was like,
I'm-
oh,
And
you know.
Amigos.
I'm from Texas, so I think I
just-
picked it all
just
up.
Fluently
But
rolled off the tongue.
yeah, exactly. That's the Texas accent. But but I mean they weren't bad in the booth, honestly. I didn't, but yeah, they need like a professional to like keep them in line. Essentially, you're trying to
Yeah.
get drivers to become broadcasters. You need a veteran there that knows what the fuck he's doing, that can give pointers and tips. What we get rid of Mike Joy and now Clint Boyer's our fucking veteran in the booth. I mean, that's legit what it would be. He would be the veteran.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely agree with Nathan right there. The Xfinity boost was better than the Cup boost,
Mhm.
and that was on what FS1.
Yeah.
It wasn't even main Fox. Like, yeah, Joey did good.
Yeah, he-
Joey, I
he
like
was
Joey the
pretty
boost.
good.
That's the
I-
thing. Joey's actually not bad in the booth.
Dude,
Yeah.
I like.
fucking don't
I
like
know
him,
people.
but he's
I
not
know
bad in the
people
booth.
hate Michael Waltrip and Alex Alexander, and they hate the Fox truck broadcast. But I really like Kurt in the truck booth. You know, Kurt's been doing the truck races. Kurt kills it.
Kurt
you
should
put
retire and go
Kurt-
to the booth when he
I
when he
can
does
totally
retire. I'm
see
not saying
Kurt
he should now,
retiring,
but-
Kevin Harvick retiring, Kurt, fucking Clint, and Kevin Harvick. I can see that being better than what we
I
saw.
still
this
don't like
last-
that.
I don't like it, but I think it's
I don't
better
like
than what we
three
saw
drivers.
last week. Well, NBC does fucking 5 people. Like maybe
Yeah.
Fox.
Yeah, that's true. You can rotate.
Bumps it up.
Yeah, that's true. You can add more in.
They have like 3 at the booth and 2 race commentators.
I
or
think
something.
Kurt should seriously consider when he does retire. I don't want to say he should retire now, because I love Kurt. I like him still driving. I think it's really cool that he's still out there. But when he does, I hope he considers a career in the booth. Granted, that's what we said about Clint. I want to remind people.
Well,
everyone shits on Clint, and I want to remind everyone. Right before that, we all said, "Oh, I hope he goes to the booth. He'd be great in the booth.
Yeah.
He's funny and lively on the track." And then the first fucking year he was there, everybody was like, "Get him out of there. He's so."
Yeah. Well,
I'm like,
he is
to me, he's
pulled a 180. I appreciate Clint way more of these races, actually giving real commentary, not just talking about give him a beer. He's loose out of the corner and shit. Clint's taking it serious, it seems like.
And I liked him fucking calling out Danica on the IndyCar.
Oh, dude, yeah, he did. He was definitely like, no.
This ain't IndyCar.
Yeah. He was like, no.
Finally, somebody, I bet he was reading Twitter. It was like, oh, if she brings up IndyCar, I'm fucking saying it.
Speaking of which, Clint Boyer's Twitter got hacked. That was funny.
That's funny during the booth, too, right?
Yeah. He was like, that's the only thing got attacked. And Clint was like, yeah.
Yeah, I saw some people being like, I pray to God he opens up Twitter in the booth and sees he was hacked. Like, as he's having to fucking comment
what
the race.
Fuck?
I'm not giving away PlayStation. What the fuck is this?
Well, that takes us in the show. Let's give our performer of the week and our race rating. I think it's notorious here. I would just vote for all of us. I don't know. My performer of the week is definitely going to be Chase. Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Performer of the week.
Performer of the week. I'm giving it the 14 car. Old baldy Chase Briscoe. Bless his hair. Give him his haircut. Chase Briscoe gets it done. I don't know who y'all thought stood out more than that, but that's my performer of the week.
Rob, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, I it's definitely him, or obviously I want to say Ross Chastain though too. So, I mean, back-to-back second places. I mean,
dude,
Trackhouse is definitely.
It is very badass.
I mean, it's awesome for Chase. I mean, he definitely stepped it up, but Ross was pretty consistent throughout the race and got, and plus he's moving up in points now. So, I
like what I'm seeing over there at Trackhouse.
I'm gonna say Ross Chastain. I mean, it might not be the best take, but definitely. I mean, they're 1-2, so definitely top performers.
Damn it! I shouldn't have let you go on first.
Damn it! I can't agree with anybody.
Third place. I read it.
Yeah, no, I was actually gonna go Ross as well, just based on last week and this week. I want to give it to Chase for getting his first Cup win, and that's fucking awesome. But yeah, getting him back to back, like Trackhouse. Maybe I'll just give it to Trackhouse in general because they're really showing up. Like I fucking love that team. I'm all on board. Dale.
RCA is helping all that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm liking everything Trackhouse. Before I was kind of like skeptical, like let's see what happens here. I guess y'all are gonna make a team. Now I'm totally like jamming Pitbull.
Well, and I'm a big and Kid Rock motherfucker. I'm a big RCR guy, and they had the affiliation with like Richard Petty, and really, I mean, what came of that? Nothing. And so seeing another like Trackhouse with the affiliation doing good, that gets me really excited.
I've always liked Ross. I mean, I came back a little bit when he dissed me at Darlington, but
he did diss you. Actually, tell the story.
I've always liked Ross. Oh, well, last year we were going to the NASCAR hauler to get our credentials, and I was standing. I was already there, and I was waiting on Rattlesnake, and I'm standing there kind of waiting. Wife. And there's no line. Like I'm just kind of standing. I've already got mine, and I'm standing there kind of waiting. And I look over, and Ross Chastain just walks up and is like, "Hey, you have those tickets, those 2 extra tickets?" Or like he's talking. And I'm just standing there like 10 feet from him. I'm like,
"Why do you give him that voice in this interaction?"
That's Ross Chastain's voice.
That's the most insulting voice you could have.
So because he was like whispering, and this is like COVID last year, whatever. I don't know. It never existed to me. But
definitely didn't exist at Darlington.
So Ross Chastain is like, Ross Chastain is like getting something out of the hall, like a hard card or something. And I'm just like, holy fuck. Like Ross Chastain's sitting 10 feet from me, like, oh. And I was like, hey Ross, man, what's up? And he was like, hey. And I was like, dude, man, like, I was like, what? Like, oh, like I was kind of like, I didn't know how to interact with him because COVID and stuff. And just before then, it was the week after Bob Parker said NASCAR is starting to ramp up their protocol stuff again. Remember that? They released like, hey, NASCAR is going to make access more.
This was the time period when everyone went to the fucking elbow bump, which I hate.
Like that.
Oh,
that
I hated
shit.
that more than anything. Oh yeah, COVID can't fucking go through my elbow. Here.
Yeah, so I was like, Ross, like, and he was, I was like, kind of like, I was gonna go like shake his hand, but I didn't want to be awkward, which made it more awkward. And he was like, kind of like, hey man, like, he was like he had a mask in his pocket, like he wasn't wearing it, but he was kind of like, hey, I'd shake your hand, and I was kind of like, yeah, man, no worries. And he was, but to me, I took it as like, hey, go fuck yourself.
Well, to make matters worse, we went down onto the pit road, went into the hollers of like Kurt Busch.
Yeah, well, and then after that, we went and did like all access hot pass, and nobody gave a fuck.
Who do we mean? Like
so
Austin
I was
Dillon,
like, you know what, Ross,
Kurt
go
Busch,
fuck yourself.
Who was it? And then Ryan Priest. We had the fucking holler tour.
Yeah, he was
like,
eating lunch, right? In my face.
I mean, we were hanging out with drivers, but yeah, he was too cool to shake her hand or even give you a little
I took it so personal. I
COVID
very
elbow
much
bump.
did. I took it personal. So Ross kind of fell down on my radar there, but he's kind of still there. So he could make it up to me. He can make it up.
And you know what's funny is Dakota doesn't take it personal when Kevin Harvick big dicks him every single time we're at a fucking racetrack. Every single time we're at a racetrack.
Kevin's like, go. And I'm like,
my favorite driver, Austin Dillon, I've done 2 interviews with.
Austin was like, what's up, motherfucker? Is this your girl? Slapped her on the ass.
No, that didn't happen. That didn't fucking happen. I would have beat his ass.
Oh, you'd be like, fuck yeah, dude.
His 5'8" ass, no, that wouldn't have taken much.
God.
No, he's been cool as shit every single time I see him. And then we'll be down on the track and we'll see Harvick, and Dakota gets all like, fangirl. He's like, hey,
that is so true. That is so true.
And then Kevin just big dicks him every time and just walks right past him. It's the only one he doesn't take personal. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck was that? And he's like, no,
I'm like, he's busy.
Dude, he's busy, man. He's got a race coming up.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true. All right. What are we rating this race? How to say that 3 times fast?
I'm not going to, because I'll get in trouble because something else will come out.
Oh my God. So
you know what it sounds like. I'm not gonna fucking say it.
What are we rating this race? We gave Auto Club some 8s. We gave Vegas some 8s around the same area.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Okay,
if
Vegas.
you want to go first so I don't steal yours, I'll
Vegas.
let you go.
Dakota said 8.5. I said 8.3. Auto Club. Yep. I don't know. We've been
Auto Club. I gave it 8.6. You gave it 8.5.
I gave an 8.5. That's right. And then we didn't do Daytona because we were there. It doesn't really. That's a different thing. The Clash. It was like 8.1, 8.2, I think. So we've been 8 the whole way through, like low to mid 8.
Yeah, I already have a number in mind, but I'll let you go first.
No, I like this. I want to hear yours so I can bitch if you pick my number.
Because I have not talked to you about this. I do not know what you're going to give it. I was straight up going to give this race a 7.2.
7.2. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
To me, I'm putting 7 as plain Jane, normal, decent, good race. That's kind of where my bar is. You know what?
I'm going to go with? 69, dude.
Dude, nice.
6.9.
All right. I think 5 is subpar. 5's like, this race wasn't that great.
Yeah, this is right under 7. It's still good.
I think 7 is your average. It was a good race. I'll take it.
It was passing. Yeah. I'm not complaining.
I was at a 7, but when Chase Briscoe won, it bumped it to a 0.2 to me. All Rob, do you have a rating? We're doing 1 through 10 kind of decimals.
I mean, I was thinking 7.4.
Okay.
Ooh,
we got some 7s in the comments. I think everybody was kind of agreeing around, and we're in the 7 ballpark category. This race, it was fine. It was good. It was, we got a first-time winner. Young Guns battle up front for a first win. Nothing crazy extraordinary. Chase Elliott spun out. That gave me another decimal. I don't know. You got a 6.9, 7.2. All right.
No, I just liked the 6.9. It was somewhere right around like just 7 flat. So I was like, fuck it. I gotta go 6.
Yeah, I get that. Check out our new merch, our new tees in the Instagram link. You can get the 69 Chairgatin shirt. It's badass as well.
Yeah, that actually is a shirt. That was a long time ago. I forgot about that. That was the iRacing. When I had
also the new one that just came out, you dickhead.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking of the Christian Eckes one that I did a long
time. the badass one you did.
Yeah.
But Rob, where can we find you this summer? What you gonna be up to, man? Shout out whatever you need to shout out.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'll be Atlanta this weekend, obviously. So I'm here with Dakota. After that, definitely got. I'll be next week, and I'll be at next week. I'll be at the Bristol for Dirt Nationals. Anyone out there? Shout out Cody Powers. You know your stomping grounds.
Cody is the hostess with the mostest.
He is all over.
Make sure you see Debbie.
Dude,
and if she offers to cook you breakfast, you fucking eat it. Debbie puts on a great breakfast at the Powers Inn or whatever you may call it. Dude, she fucking cooks hard. Cody is a great host.
Yeah, I'll be. Yeah, I got Bristol. I won't be at Richmond, unfortunately. I have another race to do that weekend. Same with Martinsville. I got another event, but
so not Austin.
No, unfortunately not.
No Coda. Dude, I'm very curious how that.
I would love to go there, but there's just no selling opportunity for me there, so can't really. I just have to be a race fan there, which can't turn that down. Yeah, definitely. If you're at the racetrack, check us out. SHITICoolers.com. My personal Instagram, Racetrack Rob. I'll post updates where I'm at and get you the best deals.
All of our fans, if y'all are gonna buy a shitty cooler,
Jared, yeah, I'll be at Dover. I didn't mean to cut you out there. Yeah, I'll be at Dover.
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. Shit.
Yeah, if anybody's gonna buy a shitty cooler that doesn't already have one, because I feel like most of our audience already fucking has one. If you're gonna buy one, make sure to be like, hey, I came here because of Chairgatin, because I've been talking to Trevor and I'm trying to fucking get some kind of partnership going.
And I you know what, Rattlesnake, I feel bad about that because I have no control over that. I'm just.
I know you don't. I just get
paid to be events guy.
I'm just saying, if people are gonna buy them and they're coming,
hey,
I'd love for y'all to just like mention it in somewhere and just be like, I came here because of Chairgatin.
You know how many times I've been talked to about that fucking Facebook ad?
And then maybe they'll be like, "Oh shit, okay." So
you know, and because you know that Facebook ad, I was the one that got you to take that photo. I'm just saying.
Hey, Rob,
I know you're on our side,
and that's why you're getting a pair of Yeats, Rob.
Exactly. I know you're on our side. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, Jared. If you if you mention the Chairgatin podcast, we'll get you a discount.
You'll definitely recognize Jared. He's the #2 Kyle Busch fan. He's awesome. He's fucking. He might also have some very delectable, yummy things to eat. Watch out for Jared though. He will have you higher than a kite sitting in the stands. Our boy.
Well, thanks for stopping by, man. Thanks for coming on. We definitely are gonna have you back because you're way better than me and Dakota.
Hey, check out our content this coming weekend, though. We'll definitely be hollering at Shitty Rob at the racetrack. Atlanta's coming here. Our Chairgatin's second stop of the year.
And I'm not going to fucking be there, even though I was supposed to.
We'll probably be getting a live episode dropping Friday night. I think we may or may not be sober, and the boys will be in town.
Who's all going to be there for that, you think, for that live?
LTC is showing up. We got the gang's going to be here. We're going to have cornhole, beers, and whatever playing.
That's going to be a
stock car spectacle.
Stock car spectacle. The boys are going to be in the house.
Stock car spectacle? They're still alive?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming down from Chicago.
I haven't seen them since. Oh, shit. I was thinking of somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, also might check us out at some Stock Car Spectacle next week for a post-Atlanta review. Everybody loves everybody. We're going to be having a good time this weekend.
I fucking love all of our podcast friends, man. They're all good people.
Yeah, I put on for my friends put on for us. That's what we do. It's going to be awesome. And then we'll also drop out the line picks, and I'll message you for your picks, and we'll get it all going.
Got to do the preview episode. Also, Rob, check this out. I'm missing Atlanta, which I was supposed to be at. And then I'm going to Austin for a business trip. And then I'm leaving like a day before, or like 3 days before the fucking race in Austin. So I'm just like missing.
Going to Austin for business. And then
oh yeah.
And on top of that, they were like, hey, if you're still in town for Sunday, we have hot passes for you for the Austin race.
Yeah.
And
cool. I'll go fuck myself.
Yeah. Oh man.
So that's my life, dude.
Well, I'm missing it too, but I'll be at Bristol still that weekend. So,
all right. Well, thanks for coming on, dude. We're definitely gonna have to have you back.
Me on.
Yeah, this worked out. This is perfect.
I'll be living in a van this summer, so you'll get live from the van.
But his van's sick.
Hell yeah.
All right, y'all. Peace.
All right. Peace.